So we were talking about the difference between legalized prostitution and sex trafficking. That we are sitting here talking about the positive benefits of legalized prostitution, but there is another side clearly to prostitution that is not good and not at all what we're talking about, and that should be clear.
Yeah, there's levels. I always call, there's the brothel level, which is the legal, and then there's the street prostitution, and then there's the trafficking.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's important because the brothel level is consensual. It's by my choice. It's something that I feel like I want to do for myself. I'm not trapped in. I don't have to be there for any reason. And it's
being monitored by the government to make sure that it's safe and up to certain standards health-wise.
Yeah.
And that it's being run a certain way, and there's certain security standards also. So it's not that, legalized prostitution actually takes a lot of the disease and the human trafficking out of the situation, and it makes it safer for women who do choose to go into prostitution if they don't want to pimp, and if they don't want to risk having any sort of diseases, if they want to have security there so they don't have to risk being raped or doing anything against their will.
And that's important to point out too, is if you are a prostitute on any other level, you do have options to do this in a safe way where you will be cared for and protected and tested, and that's something to think about.
Well, and that's a great question. How easy is it to get work into a brothel if that's something that you wanted to do?
background check first.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Background
it's not
check.
difficult.
So
but
background check, fingerprints.
So what if you have some solicitation marks on your...
I think if you have any kind of a felonious record, you can't work.
Yeah, it depends. I think on the brothel, because of it depends on the county. And different counties go with different rules.
Sure.
It depends on what state that felony or that took place in. Yeah. So I think that depends on a lot of things.
So it's just like an interview process, just like any other job?
Pretty much, yeah. But if you're not working out, they'll say so.
They'll let you know.
If you're causing problems, or certain brothels, if they find out that you have a pimp and he's like a strong presence in your life, then they won't accept you, or they'll make you leave because they don't want you to try and recruit other girls for pimping.
Oh, I see.
So I have a question. So what, for you personally, after prostitution, what do you do? Like, what are you doing now?
I am going to school for the Institute for Advanced Study of Human Sexuality to get my doctorate in human sexuality.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I can.
So what are you going to do with that?
I want to educate and do workshops and take the taboo and the shame away from sexuality. I'm not trying to recruit everybody to become prostitutes. That was my fantasy.
My prostitute army.
Yes, no, that was my fantasy and something I did personally for myself.
Yeah, of course.
Little, bots going everywhere. No, but everybody has. There's something that they're in the closet about.
Absolutely.
Everybody has their something that they feel shame about.
Shame is sort of rampant in our society.
Yes, and my stepdaughter had a really interesting statement that she said the other day. She said, I don't know why people are so uptight about it, because human life is sexually transmitted. That's true.
I am a sexually transmitted disease.
It's how we all got here. So we need to get past that.
It's infection.
We're all
it's an STI.
Yeah. Wow.
So to get past that and just normalize. I mean, there are certain behaviors, obviously, that that I would not condone, that shouldn't be done. But if it's consensual,
yes, adults consensual.
Adults consenting what adults consent and choose to do, should not have shame behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what prostitutes and dominatrix is. That's one of the things that you guys are sexual healers, really.
You know, my favorite client that I ever had was an elderly man. Came in, he was in his 80s probably, and he was sitting in the bar, and he was asking different girls, do you know how to dance, do you know how to dance, do you know how to dance? And everybody was thinking, well, he's looking for somebody to take out dancing. And I thought, well, that's, really cool, and I didn't go over to talk to him because I don't know how to dance, so I didn't bother. But everyone went over and they said, well, I know how to dance and everything. And he'd say, okay, talk with him for a few minutes and then shoo them away. And I got to the point where I was the only one that hadn't talked to him. They're like, go over, and I'm like, I don't know how to dance. He's looking for somebody that can dance. So I went over and I just visited with him for a few minutes, and he said, do you know how to dance? And I said, I don't. I'm sorry. And he goes, okay, let's go negotiate.
Oh.
And that's what he was looking for. So we went back and we negotiated, and what he wanted was was completely nude except my stilettos. And
Well, who wouldn't want that, really?
And he was dressed completely.
Oh.
And he wanted to teach me dance steps.
Oh,
So
wow.
we did. So we went in my room, and it was so much fun. And I just laughed, and it was really a great time. And he was teaching me to dance. And at the end of it, he just broke down and cried. And he said, "I've been waiting over 60 years to relive that experience. Thank you."
Oh, that's
And that was
That is
like,
really sweet.
yeah, and that was healing. And that's what prostitutes
No,
are
but
doing.
that's real.
And
That's the
people
real
think,
story.
but people think that it's
I've
just
heard this
this,
story so many times.
I
It's
know.
not like,
Still.
but they think that it's this raunchy, terrible
Right,
thing.
yeah.
But I know for myself, I had more experiences like that.
Yeah.
That were actually tender, healing moments for people. than-
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
than-
And thank you for telling that story, because that's what people need to see. That's the reality of sex work. There's another
And where else
reality
was he
too.
going to go for something like that?
What's that?
And where else would he go for something like that?
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're providing a space for people to have all kinds of sexual healing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Healing that they can't have in the therapist's office.
that's right.
No.
unless the therapist wants to do that.
Unless the therapist wants to
That would
dance
be a
with
little
us, go ahead.
controversial.
Yeah. So where do you think, should we end here? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I could just go on for days.
Well, I do want to talk about
Yes.
how you. I mean, are you out to your family? Like, what portion of your family know? What do your
Nobody in my
friends know?
family knows.
Do your other kids know?
Yes, actually, I came home when I was looking at doing it. I work for little bug. I work for our local LGBTQ center. So I'm a big proponent about being out and being honest about who you are, and such. So when I was first looking into, okay, this isn't just going to be a 2-week vacation. I'm actually going to go to work here for a while.
Okay.
I was in my brother's backyard. He was gardening, and I was talking with him, and I said, "Oh, what do I tell Mom? How do I tell her this is what I'm doing? What do I say to the kids and everything?" And he was just he's gay, and he was just gardening and just sitting there, just kind of listening to me and everything. He's like, "Well, when I came out, what did I have to tell them?" And I just went, "Oh, crap.
Yeah.
This is my own coming out."
This is your own
So
coming out.
Yeah.
it would be very hypocritical of me to say, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Right.
I'm gonna keep my
think that
Absolutely.
secret.
I think that it was harder for you in a way though than for me, because for you had been, a housewife for 16 years, and then you had, done, gone back to school, or, just you'd been a parent for so long, and you'd been
Because I don't want it to negatively
soccer
affect
mom and all that. And
my
then for
children's
me,
lives.
Yeah.
I was just a college student, and I just had the power to be like, nah, it's me, whatever, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Sorry, if nobody
Yeah.
likes it, then I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
You were a
And
liberated
that's what I
college
did.
girl.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, but she was more
mom.
worried about,
Mhm.
she had other stuff she had to worry
Yeah,
about.
because I don't want to negatively affect my family. Thankfully, the people that know me as a very sexual person anyway. And I wasn't, just as part of my being, very,
Right.
very open sexually.
Right.
And I wasn't ever met with scrutiny. I was always met with curiosity more than anything, so that was really nice.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah,
And
'cause
now
you
it's
didn't have
turned
that to
into,
overcome.
going to the university and talking about sexuality issues
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, and talking with different students about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go into a classroom, I get a little nervous. I'm like, I wonder how many of these kids went to school with mine. I hope I don't make anybody feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
if you came to the house to eat pizza. But
Even when I would dance, I'd
You know?
run into people that I went to elementary school with or high school with, or
Oh, small
I'd run
town
into
stuff.
people and I'd be like, oh, that's my little brother's friends. Like,
Oh.
don't be embarrassed.
That's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
So your
then
other
I do
kids
this
know.
thing.
I mean, your other kids know, and your
Everybody
siblings know.
Everybody in my family knows except for my dad.
Okay.
And my dad's side of the family.
Okay.
And my fiance knows, but his family is really strict Christian.
Uh-huh.
And so we haven't told them yet. They'll find out eventually. And I'm not really worried about that because,
Yeah, they can't.
they're
She'll
going to
be
have to
married.
deal with it. So,
So I have a question. When you date people, how do you come out? Is it, I imagine that would be a little stressful. Am I wrong?
no, yeah.
No, because if I cannot be my authentic, true self about who I am with somebody, then it's probably not somebody I need to have in my
Good
life.
answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Really, so this is
Yeah.
who I
Dr.
am.
Laura.
Dr. Laura
She
B.
knows
Thank
what's
you.
up.
Lori, it's Lori.
Dr. Lori.
Lori B.
Yeah, I've always
changed the whole Laura
I've always
thing.
been friends with people first a lot of times.
Say it again.
I've always been friends with people first a lot of times.
So they already know you.
Yeah, so they already
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So if I'm friends with people first, and I feel like even before it gets to any sort of sexual level, I want them to know that way they don't find out afterwards and then freak out and be like, wait, I just had sex with someone who was a prostitute, and like, oh, does that mean I'm dirty now or whatever, you know what I mean? So I always want to explain to them first and just be open about everything. You're just like, I kind of just bring it up really casually and just like, oh yeah, this one time when I was a hooker, and I kind of say it half jokingly, and they're like, oh wait, really? Oh, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
This one time in hooker camp.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it goes.
it's
It's just
a
people get fascinated by it and they want to know a lot about it. And if anything, like, I mean, both male and female have been really accepting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I found
You know,
that
it
as
helps
well.
that if you're so open in the beginning that you are
If
comfortable
you're
with it.
comfortable
If you don't
with
have
it,
issues
yeah.
with it, it's going to
Yeah.
help them.
Yeah.
And plus, friends, when you're friends first, it's not so loaded.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I've very
Right.
rarely had anybody be like, oh, but aren't you glad to be out of that? Or do you regret it? Or, well,
I miss
that
it
part of your
sometimes.
life is over.
You
And I'm
do?
like,
But you
do.
probably don't associate
Like,
with
it's
people
not like
that would
that.
treat
Yeah.
you like that anymore.
I'm not like
That's probably
ashamed
what
of
it
my
boils down to.
past or, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you miss about it? The therapeutic care
Very much.
bit?
I miss that. I
The
miss that
social
care.
aspect.
Yeah.
I miss the camaraderie with the girls very much. It's like, you know,
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood gets very
Shopping
tight.
And you know what?
trips.
And they're like, they get you.
Shopping
Crazy
You know what
shopping
I mean?
sprees. Yeah.
They get you, and that's a kind of community that's not actually easy to find. Is other women that kind of understand your role of what you're providing.
Right,
You know,
exactly. So I still
Yeah.
have friendships with them. I
Yeah.
still have friendships with a couple clients. But yeah, it was a really, for me, it was a really positive experience. And for people that I know that have done it and are still doing it, it's been a positive experience for them as well.